I've had several different people ask me, how do I get a horse to do what I ask them to do if it's their first time to do it and the horse doesn't the horse doesn't do it. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain because I'm not a professional trainer. I just do I just do what I do and it seems to work. The one thing I don't do is I don't sit there and do baby talk. Like I've been to a few different places and I'll see uh I'll see people doing baby talk to their horses. I talk to my horses just like they're people. If I ask them to back up, I want them to back up. If they don't back up, I'm going to show them, this is what you want to do. This is what I'm asking you to do. And this is the way you do it. And you do all that on the ground. You do that. You show your kid how to walk on the ground. You show if he falls down, you pick him up and you hold his hand and you kind of coach him along until he learns how to walk on his own. Horses are the exact same way. If they don't know anything, you can't expect them to do everything that you want right off of the bat. So the thing is, don't talk baby talk to your horse. That's fucking bullshit. They're not kids. They're not babies. They're fucking animals. But, you care about your animal. I just said that, but, I do care about all of my animals and anybody else's that I take in to ride and work with. But you got to understand also that if they don't know, you have to show them. So, if I ask my horses to back up, I want them to back up. I don't want to have a hand on them or anything like that. I just want them to back up. Now, whenever you're riding one and you're not going to ask him to side pass, you're going to have to give him a cue, and stuff like that. But generally, just working with them and stuff like that, you do all of that on the ground. The side pass is kind of hard to do on the ground unless you exactly know what you're doing, but it can be done on the ground as well. But I don't really have an answer for that whenever people ask me questions because like this is just stuff that I've always done. This is stuff that I watch my brothers do. I asked my brothers about it. They broke thousands and thousands of horses and of course they're old school trainers. I'm not so much of an old school trainer. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to go to an old school method, but for the majority of the training that they do, it's going to be a style that I came up with that works for me. And I don't, like I always said, every horse is not the same. You can't treat every horse the same. Say, well, I did this one with the last one, and a lot of those methods will work. They will be transferable, but for the most part, every horse is the same, and you gotta understand that, and you have to look at that. You have to look at the whole picture, not just okay, I did it once, I can do it again. It's not like riding a bike and all that other stuff. It doesn't work like that, and people will just have to figure it out, I guess, or take it to somebody that knows how to figure it out. But for the most part, I don't have answers for that because I don't quit. Because I guess I record the stuff that I do, but it's just for me to view it. It's not for other people to view it and say, you know what, damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I'll try that, because it don't always work for anybody, for everybody, But yeah, if you can try those methods and see if they work for you, and if they don't, then quit. Hey, like that right there. If your kid's acting up and doing shit that you don't want him to do, you say, hey, stop it. And if you don't, then you raise your voice and you make it understood that this is you got to have a little bit of authority whenever you can't just say, stop that, son. A lot of people do that shit, and you see kids spitting in their parents' face and shit like that. Tell them, you quit it, or I'm gonna, if they don't, then you make them understand. If it was my kid, I'd beat his ass and make him understand. But people don't do that these days. And a lot of times, if you change your voice, you change the tone of your voice, they should be listening. And if they don't, then you got to get a little bit more assertive with them. That's just the way that it is. But as far as asking me questions on how do you do this, how do you do that, I don't have an answer for it, because like I said, I just do what I do. Whenever it doesn't work, I just change it up.